Hey guys, welcome along to the Forge Fitness and Performance Podcast. Today we're going to meet one of the clients and find out more about him, why he came to Forge Fitness, what he's been doing here in Forge Fitness, and what his journey has been like so far. Mahmood, welcome along to the podcast. Awesome
Thank
to have you.
Thank you very much.
First of all, I have to say there's a connection here because I love the game of squash. You play a lot of squash. Yeah. We're going to find out a bit more about that. What is it about squash that you were drawn to? Why do you love the game of squash?
I mean, when you get on the court, it's so fast that you just forget about life, right? You get on court and you're following that small ball, hitting it.
Yeah.
And it's like meditation for me, right? Totally. You get on court and you forget everything in the world.
Was it one of those, do you have that moment the first time you remember being on a squash court? Do you have that?
I actually started playing in my 20s. So I was a badminton player, and then I moved to Hungary, and there were no badminton courts, so I started playing squash and fell in love.
Oh man, it's amazing. Yeah. But do you remember your first game?
Not really.
Not really?
No, I don't.
No?
I don't. Yeah.
I'd say I still...
Because I played as a kid in the Congo where I was born, but I started playing regularly in Hungary.
Ah, nice.
Yeah.
And you're into many different sports. Before we started this, you kind of started to talk about some of the sports you enjoy. What are some of these other sports?
Yeah, so, I mean, I've played a lot of sports growing up. Football, soccer, whatever.
Yeah, which one do you call it, right?
Volleyball, badminton, tennis, whatever. But now as I get older, I'm just golfing and I play squash.
Yeah.
So, and I play some paddle.
Ah, paddle.
Because that's the new and upcoming sport. And
that's a really good kind of little segue, because with squash, the people do compare paddle to squash and tennis.
Yeah.
Right. What similarities do you see in the paddle court that you take, or what skill set do you take from squash into paddle?
Yeah, it's very different, I'd say, from tennis and from squash. But obviously, if you play squash, the only advantage is you understand the walls.
Yeah.
You understand the angles, the way the ball bounces. That's it.
Yeah.
There's no other comparison to squash. Tennis, it's a tennis ball. It's like a tennis net. So it's a similar swing, volley, which is not comparable. But you don't understand the walls, because in tennis, there's no walls.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I would say a good tennis player would be a better paddle player than a good squash player.
Yeah, fair enough.
Because the ball, the net.
With paddle, there's a lot of slicing too, isn't there?
Yeah, exactly. It's got more tennis stroke, though it's different, but closer.
Totally.
Yeah.
Okay, we know you're obviously a sportsman. You love your sports. What brought you to Forge?
So, I don't know. It was a couple of years ago. I went to my physio, and I had an injury unlike any other, where it wasn't painful, but I'd lost power or explosiveness on the bottom of my right leg, like below my knee.
Oh, wow.
And I went to see doctors, and they wanted to give me injections or whatever. You know, there's a nerve.
Trying to cover it up. Type of thing.
Nobody could figure out what it was. And my physio said he knows of Forge, he knows of Phil, and why don't you go and you know see what he can do, right? And that was the beginning of a long journey.
Yeah. Where did it kind of start? Do you remember those first couple of training sessions?
Yeah.
I mean, how were you feeling, first of all? Were you feeling optimistic, pessimistic?
Yeah, I'm always optimistic, right? Okay. I always believe that the body can heal itself, and I would do anything. So I was here 100% convinced, you know, it's going to be one of the things that helps me recover, right?
Oh, yeah.
But obviously, I'm still here twice a week, 2 years later. So yeah, I mean, when I came, I didn't know what to expect, but I fell in love, and I'm still here.
Yeah, it's like the game of squash.
Exactly, exactly.
Was there a psychological barrier for you? Being an injury, I know, and as an athlete as well, a lot of people do have this. The body heals faster than we think, and we're kind of very cautious when we we have this injury. You know, when we go back onto the court, we're still thinking, "Oh, I don't know if it's gonna." You know, trust it sometimes. How long did it take for you until you found that point of you have this full confidence, your knees feeling great again?
Are we talking about the specific injury or in general?
Yeah, no, specific injury.
So specific injury, I think I don't rush back. That's one of the things I want to rush back, but I don't usually rush back.
Nice.
So I like to feel very comfortable.
Yeah.
And I think with this, the injury I came here with was bothering me for a while. So I think it was a good 3-4 months that we did rehabilitation.
Nice.
Worked hard on it specifically. And then what I did is, instead of going on court and playing, I started doing drills on court. I got a coach to play with me to reach the level where I felt comfortable that I could step back in and play a competitive match.
Totally. Because the unexpected when it comes to the competitive sport of is that's what's the scary part, isn't it?
Exactly.
I mean, you get the competitive nature and you're like, you're going to leap for that ball, you're going to go a little bit further.
Yeah, you can't stop once you're on, right?
Totally.
So,
you want to win the point, right? So you're going to go for the shot.
And my issue is, I mean, I'm 54. So,
Really?
So, you know, your muscles take longer to heal. Everything takes a bit longer.
Yeah.
So you don't want to rush yourself
100%.
back, right?
And you want to be continue for a long time into life as well.
Exactly.
I was going to ask about this when it affects your golf game. How often do you play golf?
3 times a week.
3 times a week?
Yeah, I try and play 3 times.
Nice.
2 or 3 times.
When you were playing golf, what were you feeling with the knee at the time? Because, I mean, golf relies... I mean, are you left-handed or right-handed?
Right-handed, but I mean, golf is such that... I mean, I'm not a great player, so I don't
18's
need...
good, mate.
Yeah,
I'm 18 as well. I got to say to Kev, I'm 18.
Yeah, but it doesn't require as much explosiveness as you need in squash.
Yeah.
And this was an issue where I just couldn't leap forward. I could do everything else, but I didn't have the power to leap. And in squash, I mean, with the people I play, if you can't be explosive, I mean, 100%. There's no point playing.
Yeah, 100%.
So in golf, it wasn't the same because you're stationary, and I had the power if I was not moving.
Okay, cool. And you had the stability as well in your swings.
Yeah.
What is it then that once you got through that injury, what was the next kind of phase? What was the next kind of thing for you that you wanted to achieve? Obviously, getting over an injury is great. You're great now. You're performing again as an athlete. Was there something, do you want to just simply get stronger, or you want more stability?
I mean, so it's addictive, right? I mean, you go, if you enjoy something, that you want to do it all the time. It's therapy, I tell these people. Yeah. You know, you come in, you talk a lot of shit, and you know, you have a good time.
I was literally about to ask you, how do you handle Phil's stories?
Yeah, great, amazing.
He's got some beauties.
Yeah. I mean, Phil's a good listener. Sometimes he talks.
Sometimes.
He doesn't have a jawline like me. So, but anyways, no. But you see, the point is, you come here, and if you enjoy coming to a place and you see results, then if you're like me, I'm committed to that. So I will continue to come.
Yeah.
And so your point. So I first came for my injury, and you keep getting injured, right? So you every so often. But more than that, then you're building to make yourself stronger. Yeah. And we've been working on explosiveness, like how do I get even more explosive? And you can't do that just being on court.
Totally.
Yeah. So you have to make an effort, right? Outside with weights, balancing, right? So what I like here is we're not working with a lot of weights. So it's very functional, right? Yeah. So there's a lot of movements, balance, you know, and weights incorporated.
That is, I mean, it's a little segue in a way that you're a young 54, and the thing being is when you get older, I mean, I'm only 40s, but you know, my main objective is not to win. I mean, it is. I'm competitive. Don't get me wrong, but you know, I want to continue to move religiously daily into long into my life. That's what I want to do, and that's why I exercise. I mean, you must have some kind of
Right now, I exercise because I want to play squash, right? I mean, competitively, well. I mean, not to win, but to give my partner a good game, or to give the person I'm playing. 100%. So we play in a league. So that keeps you motivated. But you're absolutely right. As we get older, then this functional training is most important, because your body, I mean, ages and it slows down, and so the better your balance, the better your movement, the easier it is to do everything. Right?
I got to ask you too, because you look, mate, you look in great shape. I mean,
Thank you.
what part of it is nutrition based for you as well? How hard are you on nutrition?
I mean, I'm a bit of an extremist, so I've been juicing for 2 years. So I have vegetable juices.
What, every day for 2 years?
I have one meal a day,
really?
right? So I have 4 vegetable juices, only vegetables.
Wow.
Through the day, and then I have one meal at the end of the day.
Wow. What's the one meal that you have?
It varies. I mean, on weekends it could be junk food, but during the week, I mean, I need some carbs, some proteins, some vegetables.
Totally.
So, but what's helped me, the main thing is that I just juice all day. So it's nutrient filled.
Nice.
4 half-liter juices.
Wow.
Spread out through the day.
Yeah.
And that's all I'm having. And then I'm having one meal.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And I think it's really good to put on something like this as well for people, listeners that are listening in and to understand, because there's so much information out in the world, and it's always good to hear from people that go through it as well. You've been on there for 2 years.
Yeah.
What was kind of some of the emotional challenges maybe you had when you first, did you have any emotional challenges when you went through?
Not really. I read a book by Norman Walker.
Okay.
About the juicing and how you can regenerate. And I came across it, and it was intriguing, and then I said, I'm going to give it a shot. And what I realized is, I mean, we as Muslims fast anyways, right? So it's not a big deal when we have to not eat all day and eat at the end of the day. So juicing is easy because you're having a nutrient-filled juice every few hours.
True.
So you're not really feeling hungry. It's just the habit of eating, which you have to adjust to.
Sorry, would you have a set out date of 7 days or 3 days? Would you want to try it? Was it for the month?
No, I just started without saying when I'm going to stop.
Okay.
Right. And what motivated me and what I think kept me going is I had much more energy. So the level of energy I had by not eating was much higher.
Oh, wow.
So I was much more focused at whatever I was doing. Wow. And secondly, I realized my recovery from working out or playing sports was much better.
Much faster, yeah.
So to me, that meant that my body was operating more efficiently.
100%. How long did it take for you to have that confidence or that assertiveness that this is right for you? So,
I mean, I think well into the first week, you feel you have more energy, right?
Wow, yeah.
So even when I was playing sports, I had more energy. I was faster on court. So that was motivational enough. But then I realized within the first month that I'm not aching as much after the games, meaning the next day.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Right? So then that was motivation. And then I read much more about it. Then you read about intermittent fasting.
Yeah.
So it all sort of fell into place. And I said, look, I can live like this. I don't need to be eating 2 or 3 meals a day.
Yeah, nice. Amazing. Yeah. It's awesome. Very, very cool.
So it's like if I go on holiday or if it's a weekend and, we're a bunch of people, I will have.
You're not absolute strict has to be.
Absolutely.
Yeah, totally not.
So, but if I go on holiday, I'm having 2 meals. I fly back. The next day, I'm back onto my juices.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
There you go then. All right. Well, we're taking up a bit of your time already. So what's one of the recommendations, to recommend to someone else coming to Forge? Do you have a recommendation for them or just maybe words of encouragement?
I think it's a great place, great people, and I highly recommend it. I mean, you won't be disappointed.
Get the tick of approval.
Exactly.
Thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Guys, if you have any comments, questions, chuck them in the comment section down below, whichever social media platform you are on. Remember to subscribe. If there's a notification button, hit that as well so you get notifications of when the new content comes out on a daily basis. But until next time, see you then.